Back in the 1960s and 70s, school looked and felt a whole lot different than it does today. The chalk dust, the echo of leather shoes down the hallway, the creak of old wooden desks. It was a world with its own rules, some of which would leave today's kids wide-eyed in disbelief. From strict dress codes to discipline that would never fly now. It was a time when teachers ruled the room, and the principal's office was a place most kids never wanted to see. Today, we're flipping open the yearbook and looking at 10 school rules from the 60s and 70s that would absolutely shock kids today. So grab your lunch pail and hop on the big yellow bus. Class is in session. Number 1. Corporal punishment was totally normal back then. A trip to the principal's office didn't just mean detention, it might have meant a paddle. Wooden paddles were kept in drawers like rulers, and a swat or two was considered a lesson in respect. Some schools even let teachers use rulers across the knuckles. It wasn't just accepted, it was expected by many parents. While it might sound harsh now, it was part of the strict discipline culture of the time. Over the years, views shifted, and by the late 80s, most states had banned the practice. Number 2. Boys couldn't have long hair. Believe it or not, a boy could be sent home just for having hair that touched his collar. As the Beatles and rock and roll made longer hair cool, many schools cracked down even harder. Administrators thought long hair looked rebellious or unkempt. Some schools even gave students a choice: cut it or don't come back. As the counterculture gained ground in the 70s, these rules slowly loosened, but not without a few protests along the way. Number 3. Girls had to wear skirts, no pants allowed until the late 60s or early 70s. Most school dress codes required girls to wear dresses or skirts, no exceptions. It didn't matter if it was snowing or if gym class was that day. Pants was seen as unladylike. Some girls wore pants under their skirts for the walk to school and took them off when they got there. The change came gradually, thanks to the women's rights movement and growing demands for equality. By the mid-1970s, most schools had finally updated their policies. Number 4. Whisper in class. Off to the cloakroom you go. Back then, getting caught talking in class didn't mean a warning or a color chart. It meant being sent to the cloakroom. Yep, the coat closet. You'd sit there in the dim light, surrounded by the smell of wet wool and old boots, listening to the muffled sounds of your classmates carrying on without you. It wasn't about reflection or feelings. It was about being quiet. It could feel like forever before you were allowed back in. These days, that kind of punishment would raise eyebrows, but at the time, it was just normal. Number 5. Teachers smoked in school. If you were lucky enough to walk by the teacher's lounge with the door cracked open, you might have gotten hit with a wall of cigarette smoke. Inside, teachers were sipping coffee, grading papers and lighting up. Some lounges even had ashtrays on every table, and believe it or not, vending machines that sold cigarettes right there in the building. It seemed perfectly fine back then. It wasn't until folks really started connecting the dots between smoking and health that those hazy break rooms started disappearing. Number 6. The day began with a prayer for a lot of schools, especially small-town ones. The morning didn't just start with the Pledge of Allegiance. It started with a prayer, or sometimes a Bible reading over the loudspeaker. It was routine. Nobody questioned it much until the early 60s, when the Supreme Court stepped in and said public schools shouldn't lead religious prayer. Even then, some schools quietly kept doing it for a while. For many, that morning moment is still a tender memory of a more innocent time. Number 7. Stand up straight. The teacher just walked in. There was a time when every student stood the moment the teacher entered the room. No eye rolls, no grumbles, just a scraping of chairs and the shuffle of feet as everyone got to their feet out of pure respect. Some schools even had kids greet the teacher in unison. "Good morning, Mrs. Thompson." It may sound stiff now, but back then, it was second nature. These days, the rule's long gone, but the idea behind it still sticks with a lot of folks. Number 8. Chewing gum was practically a crime ode. Think someone was smuggling contraband. The way teachers reacted to chewing gum. Just the sight of someone chewing was enough to stop class in its tracks. You might have had to spit it out into a tissue. Or worse, wear it on your nose for the rest of the period as a lesson in shame. Teachers hated it, said it was messy, disrespectful, and always ended up under desks. It seems silly now, but gum was a big deal in the rule book. Number 9. Boys took shop, girls took home. No questions asked back then. It didn't really matter what you were interested in. If you were a boy, you were sent to shop class to build birdhouses and learn how to use tools. If you were a girl, you went to home, sewing, cooking, maybe how to fold a fitted sheet. That was just the way it was. It didn't leave much room for kids to explore what they actually liked. It took time and a lot of speaking up before students got to make those choices for themselves. Number 10. You could fail a grade for bad behavior these days. Kids are usually held back for academic reasons. But back in the 60s and 70s, your attitude could land you in the same grade all over again. Didn't follow the rules, talked back too much. They might just make you repeat the year, no ifs, ands, or buts. It was their way of teaching respect and responsibility. Whether it worked or not is up for debate, but ask anyone who got held back, and they'll probably still remember how it felt. Looking back, school was a whole different world. The rules may seem harsh now, but to the kids who grew up with them, they were just part of life. The crack of a paddle, the hum of fluorescent lights, the smell of floor wax and mimeographed ink. It's all tucked away in the memories of a generation. If any of this sparked a memory or surprised you, give this video a like. Drop a comment with your own school stories. And be sure to subscribe for more trips through time right here on American Rewind. See you in the next chapter.